Rowley.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As will be the case for members across the House, I've received hundreds of emails, letters, calls over just the last few weeks from constituents. Some of these have been from people engaging with their MP for the very first time, which is at least one positive thing to have come out of the last 2.5 years of chaos. But it's sad, I find it very sad, that people are becoming engaged in politics through anger and disbelief and frustration, rather than through hope or positive change. Like me, a large number of my constituents have urged me to vote against the deal. They think it's something that pleases no one, it doesn't protect our jobs, our economy, preserve key protections and rights at work. It's bad for the environment, for consumers, it's bad for standards for food and our health and safety. It puts our country's future and prosperity at stake. A constituent of mine who's been in touch told me, "What I think is immoral is the idea that somehow British people have given their consent to a process that will cause huge economic hardship to large sections of the population." And I agree with him. We have a critical responsibility in this place, not least to the poorest and most marginalised in our society, to protect our economy and public services. But it's not about telling people that they were wrong, telling them that their choice was wrong. We need to look at the reasons why people voted the way they did and explore the root of those problems, and then work to get genuine change for people while protecting them but respecting their choice at the same time. That's our duty. And my honourable friend on the front bench who opened the debate highlighted this perfectly. A number of constituents also expressed their concerns about the rights of EU citizens. People who have contributed so much to this country are feeling unwelcome, and some have left as a result. A local business told me, "We employed skilled engineers from around the world and see dangers ahead if we close our doors." The government's proposed immigration policy measures skill and therefore visa type by pay level. But those in research and tech are often highly skilled but poorly paid, so this is not fair. The Tories say that they've given clarity to EU nationals, but my European constituents do not agree. One told me, "As an EU national who's lived in Scotland for over 30 years, I'm worried about my future. I feel the explanation as to what settled status entails in practice has been very lacking in clarity." So the Prime Minister must think again and do better by people who have worked here, lived here and contributed so much. Mr. Speaker, I must quickly mention young people, because in many ways this deal would undermine opportunities for young, especially working class people. Youth services in the UK have been disproportionately slashed and impacted by austerity over the last 8 years. And over this time, EU funding has significantly helped to plug gaps, but there's a real lack of provision around protecting this. Findings from a panel of young people in Scotland brought together by the organisation Children in Scotland and Together raises the need for continued contribution to Erasmus with an extra grant, protection for workers' rights. And young people have a clearer view, it seems to me, of what we need as a country than this government do. We can't have a no-deal Brexit, we absolutely can't, but we also can't be held to ransom and be forced into choosing a bad deal. Labour is the only party trying to heal the divisions in our deeply divided country. In contrast, the government have only made these divisions worse. Brexit has shaken the establishment, and we need to listen to what people are telling us, but also to protect people, to protect and restore public services and our communities. So on behalf of the people of Midlothian, I will not be voting for this deal. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.